it's me, Cherry. Welcome to another episode. Yes, we are baking today, and we're making something really tropical and yummy, and kind of simple. It's called a coconut tray cake. The coconut tray cake will take you back to the islands with its coconut flavor and the shredded coconut inside that gives it such beautiful texture. On top, we'll put an American buttercream and pipe really beautiful flowers and ribbons, but they're gonna be so simple that you'll be able to make it at home. Now, if you haven't subscribed already, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up to like my video, subscribe down below, and hit that notification bell so they can notify you when I come out with a new video. We're gonna have a lot of fun, like we always do, because I show you how to make glamorous and fun desserts and treats. So before we start with putting those ingredients together, don't forget to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Have you guys been baking lately? I hope so. Share with me what you're baking down below. Now we'll start with the dry ingredients. First, we need 4 cups of all-purpose flour. Into that, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 3/4 teaspoons of baking soda, and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. We're gonna pour those all in and just give it a gentle whisk here to incorporate all of them. Now, if you can, please sift your flour beforehand. It'll help ensure a smooth texture. Now we'll set this aside and start on the wet ingredients. We'll start with 3 cups of granulated sugar. Then we're gonna add to it mushy yellow stuff. Just kidding. This is 1 3/4 cups of unsalted butter, which is partially melted. We're just gonna pour that in. Ooh, you know how Mama loves the butter. Then we're gonna mix that up a little bit. Look at that. If it gets caught, just tap it. All right, let's switch to our spatula. We're gonna add 1.5 cups of shredded coconut. Look at the coconut. Now add 4 whole eggs and 2 egg yolks at room temperature and mix those babies in. Now we're gonna add something even better. This is 1 cup of coconut milk. Now, if you've never seen coconut milk, I'll show you a can of it. But this is a full-fat coconut milk because we want all that delicious flavor. It's all about the flavor, baby. All right, now before we start mixing that whole thing in, we can actually incorporate the 1 cup of full-fat Greek yogurt, or I'm using sour cream as a substitute. That sour cream is going to add a ton of moisture to this and make it a beautifully tender cake. We're gonna add this wet ingredient to the dry before I add the final oil and the extract. And we'll mix it all together. Whoa, look at that. This makes a lot of cake. This is to feed an army, or just 1 cherry. Now, before we start mixing this in, I'm gonna add my 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. I like canola oil. It's actually very flavorless. And then 4 teaspoons of coconut extract, baby. And let's just mix that until it is just incorporated. Time to prepare the pans. I'm using a 9 by 13 inch here, and I lightly sprayed it and wiped off most of that grease, laid a parchment paper in the bottom, and now it's ready to go. You can also use 3 6-inch round pans and make a stacked cake with the same recipe. I shall now attempt to pour the batter in here without spilling a drop or dropping the bowl. Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna cheat a little. I'm gonna make some cupcakes with them. Some of the leftover batter. Anyways, I don't like to fill my pans any more than about half full because it takes too long for the cake to bake, and some of the areas may be drier than others, and we don't want to risk that. We're ready to pop that into the oven, right in the center of the oven there. A few notes about the cake. At 30 minutes of cooking time, I put another tray on the level above. That was to prevent this from burning. And mine took a total of 46 minutes. I anticipate yours will probably take anywhere from 40 to 45 minutes, but every oven is different, so you have to check it. And if you don't know what your oven temp is, you should calibrate it. I sped up the cooling by putting it in the fridge for a little bit, and you can do that if you're in a hurry. But this cake needs to be completely cool before we even frost it. Otherwise, the frosting will just melt all over. To make the frosting, you're gonna need 2 cups of cold but slightly softened butter. I already put mine in here. By cold, I just mean it needs to be chilled. Otherwise, you can't use it right away because it'll be too melty and soft. Also, you're gonna need about 4 cups of confectioner's sugar or powdered sugar, which is sifted. Now we're just gonna cream the butter, which is, we're gonna beat it up silly until it gets really pale. Now we're gonna add in the sifted powdered sugar. And you can do this in increments so you don't get it all over the place. Sometimes it helps to add your vanilla at this point because a little liquid helps it to incorporate better. We're just gonna do 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract there. If you needed a pure white color, make sure you use a clear vanilla because this vanilla will make it a little bit more on the yellower side. Add the remainder of the powdered sugar in there and then mix that in thoroughly. Now, at this point, just scrape it down and then smooth it out. Separate your frosting into separate bowls and get ready to color it. I use this app called Color Collect. It's so cool because you can take any photo or any object that you took a photo of and pull colors directly from it. It creates this beautiful scheme. So this is what I'm using. Now we're just putting the colors together. Mix the piping gel in there till we achieve the color we want. Ooh, that's a beautiful blue. That's what I wanted, a periwinkle blue. Let me show you how to put them in the piping bag. You can either use a glass. I hate this part. Just fold it out like this. You can even use your hand if you didn't have a cup. You could go like that, or you could use the cup if you wanted. And scoop out your frosting and spoon it in. A friend of mine gave the recommendation for these awesome clips. Her name is Catherine. Hi, Catherine, from Walton Cake Boutique, one of my favorite decorators. She is awesome. Please visit her site. But she showed me these IKEA clips, and they make it airtight for closing your piping bags. They are completely brilliant, just like she is. And what you do is you just push down the frosting and you close the top a little here. You don't necessarily have to twist it because it makes a big bundle. You open the clip and you just fit it onto there, and it creates an airtight seal right there. So it's much better than my method of using the twist ties. So thanks, Catherine. I'll put the link below. Now we're ready to frost. Let's get that cake. Okay, piping tip in hand, we are ready to decorate. The cake is completely cooled. How convenient is this? You don't have to take the cake out. You don't have to cut or tort the cake or fill it unless you want to. I'm gonna start with the 6B piping tip, which is an open French star tip. And we're just gonna go ahead and put dollops. Whoa, look how pretty. Wherever we feel like. So pretty. Ah, gorgeous. Let's try this maroon color, which is a 1M closed star tip there. And this one is used to make beautiful roses. You can make big ones or small ones, whatever your heart desires. Now we're gonna take this tip, which is a 127 Walton, and it's the same as a petal tip. You want to keep the narrow side up and the wider side down. And we're gonna make little ribbons with this by just wiggling our arms back and forth and creating a ribbon. Last minute, I decided to do a 123, which is kind of a petal tip too, but it's curved. So let's see what beautiful things this does. Ooh, we can do a ribbon with that if we want. Or, let's see, what else can we do with it? Yeah, we can just put some curvy things. We can even double stack it if we want. Let's do a cluster of little flowers there. And then we do have one left. It's a cream, and this is a 1M, but an open looking, more open looking star than the other. So let's see what this does. Ooh, that's pretty. We can make small ones. This will be our filler inner. There we go. Here's the piece de resistance. It is done. I hope you like it. Look how pretty the ribbons are. I am going to chill it in the fridge just so it sets just a little. I was just kidding. We are not completely done until the bling is on the cake. Here's some little purple sprinkles that look like major bling, and let's see what they do. Oh my goodness, yes. I think that they are absolutely lovely. I'm going to sprinkle them on the white flowers. Now it's complete. It's time to dig into this baby. Ooh, it cuts so nicely. Time to take a bite of this. Oh, wow, look how moist that is. Ah. That coconut flavor is really there. And the little coconut shreds, oh, it adds this wonderful texture to it. It's super moist because of the sour cream too. You're gonna love this. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I had the most amazing time making this beautiful deliciousness. with you. Now, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that thumbs up to like my video, subscribe down below, and also share this video with your family and friends. I'm sure they're gonna want a piece. And I hope to see you again next time. Bye.